Oh shit, we didn't pick the lore lad for this one. Let's secretively do it ahead of time.
I feel like we've been dropping the ball on that particular rule
as long
of
as
the
we
pod
do it
lately.
As long as we don't do it on the pod, I think we're fine. So there's no need for the listener to know.
To know that we haven't done the less than zero amount of preparation we need to do for the episode.
I don't like
Little
people...
did he know I would keep this audio in the final product.
No, he wouldn't. He was going to cut it.
But if we riff off of it...
It's 3. That's me, baby.
This is perfect because it can go into Zach's supercut of all the times Walt has admitted he's made a mistake on the podcast.
Which you're obligated to make now.
You know, I was harvesting clips from different episodes for a clip show at some point. Not a clip show, but just to like make a new intro that just has a bunch of audio.
Oh yeah, a bunch of our
clips.
sickest riffs.
Yeah.
I'd been working on a bingo card for the episodes. That like the couple things on there were like Belvin brings nature into the equation. Walt forces the episode to go on longer than it's supposed to when we're all ready to end it.
That's very fair.
Chessman gets roasted for making a reference that he can't back up later on. But I filled it about halfway, and then I ran out of ideas to put on the bingo card, which in a way should be my bingo entry on the card is running out of ideas.
That's a free space.
Since I'm the lore lad, what have we all been up to thus far? I feel like the listeners don't get a chance to connect with us, and we are trying to add more structure. Chessman, what are you doing thus far? How's your life going?
It's going okay. It's going all right. I'm now... Wow, I don't want to overshare. You've really put me on the spot
I
here.
have.
You know?
I have. See, that's payback for you fucking keeping that
for the
shit.
supercut that I made up that he's making of you.
Let me take a moment to talk to the listeners about parasocial relationships
No,
and
we're
how
going to skip
damaging
over
they are.
that. We're going to skip over that.
Anyway,
discussion.
if you want to see Walt's OnlyFans, there'll be a link in the description. It's $35 a month. It's just him playing Final Fantasy IX in his boxers. It's all right.
What is a parasocial relationship? I don't get that.
It's like Twitch streamers. It's a fake
like
friendship.
Paras, like the Pokemon?
It's like what you have
Something to do
with the
with
hosts of a certain podcast.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, me and...
I would say...
What would you say?
I'm Googling it right now. That's what I would say. Parasocial
honestly,
meaning.
the best moment on the podcast was when we got you to Google cock and ball torture without knowing what it was. That's the best.
Cool.
Oh, man. I can't wait to fucking... I love you guys, but tonight's going to be a chill night for me. I'm going to hang out, play video games, and watch 7 hours of polygraph, footage on how to beat the polygraph in case I ever have to do it, and then laugh at the people who make mistakes on the polygraph, even though I've never taken one.
That's a very neurotypical thing to do, Walter. I encourage you to do it.
So let's
What
roll off. Let's
situation?
get this prompt word train going here. Zach, I'm not going to call on you first.
Oh, wow.
Daniel.
I got a nice light prompt word for the gang tonight. The word is bioweapon.
Bioweapon?
That's a fun one for the gang.
Ooh.
Yeah. This episode was brought to you by Capcom, makers of the hit Resident Evil franchise. You can find a link to the game in your description.
You become lost in the dream.
Yeah.
Jasmine, your word? Are you going to say nanomachine?
No, I'm not that one bit.
Jasmine's word is Metal Gear.
For some reason I was driving today and I was like, I should think of a prompt while I'm driving so that I could have it ready. For some reason, the prompt that I thought of was shoes.
Okay.
Shoes. Like for feet.
Crazy.
What the
It's almost like it's a word that's just random.
It's not a useful piece of prompt. Let's just go for it, I guess.
Well,
shoes, I guess.
I'm going to say
what we're doing.
My prompt word, in light of certain events that did not come to pass, is golf.
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 Now, the tricky thing here, if we're having shoes as a prompt word, is this episode can in no way appeal to foot fetishists.
Of course,
I will
not.
quit the podcast if we cross into that threshold.
We have an agreement signed with you that we have to veer very carefully on that sort of thing, and I agree wholeheartedly.
Yep. Well, Obama will stop following me on Twitter if I appeal to foot fetishists. So
our three
now,
prompts.
1 second.
Yeah.
Now, 1 second. Is shoe fetish still on the table?
No.
Okay.
Vetoed.
Okay. I'm glad we clarified that.
God.
Changes a lot of the podcast now.
So we have bioweapon, shoes, and golf.
Well, golf shoes are obviously a thing.
Golf shoes are a thing. What's special about a golf shoe compared to a normal shoe?
It's got like cleats.
They do. They kind of tear up the grass, don't they?
Yeah, it's got a grip on it because they get slick, the fields.
So golf shoes are very important because war is golf.
In this setting, war is decided by games of golf.
It's kind of like the Flower Wars. Yeah.
It's like heroes, representatives of nations are sent to the great golf arena.
Great golf frontier. Yeah.
The great golf frontier to compete for their
It's funny,
leadership.
actually. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Golf shoes don't have like cleats like soccer shoes do. They have these like flower petals on the bottom that like stick into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
How would you use golf as a method of waging war? Is it like a champions thing, or is it more like an actual like total war with golf?
I think you're not using... So because of bioweapons, war is so destructive, and there are such vast reserves of these weapons that life could be wiped out. Imagine a society that fully embraced the bioweapon to the point where every bullet from every gun could like spread disease to like 6 people. Like that was the intended manufacture of the weapon. So they leaned all in on this technology.
Yeah. Sort of like the Cold War with nukes, but with bioweapons.
Right. And if war, even just conventional warfare, ever broke out, it could turn into an extinction-level event.
Right.
All right. Maybe there was like a conventional war that was ended with biological weapons, and they saw the horror of it, and that was sort of the impetus for
I think that has to be it, because you wouldn't decide wars with golf if your society was going great.
No, gladiatorial combat, maybe. Soccer, maybe. Golf?
Better sports. Yeah. It has to go really bad before you get a bunch of rich people to stand around on grass and hit things with sticks, I guess.
No, I'm gonna go a bit further here. If any of us played golf,
I went to like golf camp when I was probably 8 years old.
You two are the experts on this, because I'm just consumed with the vision.
But you picked golf, you asshole. And you're the lore lad.
Hold on. Does mini golf count?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
How are you going to resolve conflicts with children?
Oh yeah.
Child golfer.
In between. Yeah, no, the kids need to learn. So think of mini golf as like a training center for children to learn eventual real golf.
Mini golf doesn't really, I guess it helps you putt, but it doesn't really teach you how to play golf properly.
We're going to incorporate some VR elements into mini golf that really, I think, kind of transform. It's going to be a lot less limited by your puny 21st century imagination.
Okay.
Right.
In terms of the sport.
I'm the asshole here. So glad we've decided that.
What up, Justin?
Okay. You just opened up something huge. Okay. So if you've got a VR headset on, right?
Uh-huh.
And you've got you're saying they're golfing, you don't need a golf club in your hand, right? Because you're golfing in VR.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need to be golfing in a simulated reality. You could perhaps have a low latency quantum link to a giant golfing robot.
Yo.
That you're controlling.
Yes.
Massive golfer.
Yes.
We've evolved mechs. All right, we're fucking good to go.
This is so all right. So the mechs golf.
Yeah. they golf.
Wait,
Are they inside the mech?
Where do shoes come into this? This is the most important thing, because if it's not humans golfing, what if it's a really... Okay, what if this is a really... First of all, like, assuming no human species would make bioweapons that would kill out their entire species. Like, it's not a logical thing to do. It'd have to be a race that, like, loves war. Right.
Yeah, what kind of species would make weapons that could cause the extinction of all life on their planet?
Humans don't love war. No way.
It sounded more like an alien race, and then I was thinking the shoes could be fitted to the mechs because the planet might have low gravity, which would make golfing there fucking sick.
What if the golfing is taking place in outer space to avoid damage to the planet that they're on?
Interesting.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Are there strategic holes positioned in asteroids, like in the planet's ring, that you have to hit?
You know, like the storm on Jupiter? Like, that's like one of them. There's an actual black hole, which is kind of an easy one. Honestly, you just gotta get close.
Yeah. Well, if you think about how like a golf course is laid out, right? You've got the green, or you got the fairway, which I guess would be like space, right? Space is the fairway. And then you've got like the putting green, which would probably be the planet that you are, or celestial body that you are aiming for. And there would be a hole on that planet. Right. Or celestial body.
Oh, so you launch it from space into a hole and it impacts.
Yes.
That's sick.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
So the bioweapons have to be crazy enough, because if they built mechs to go to space, they would just be fighting in space, right? So I think the bioweapons have to be able to like survive in areas with no oxygen. Like, they've really hacked it. They have insane like viral methods or bacteria that we can't comprehend of, that can, even if war were taken to space, wipe out life on planets below.
Right.
Could it be something like there is a dictatorial or insane figure that is in control of the bioweapons, and he is the one orchestrating this to like bring about some kind of peace on the planet? Like, you have to play
sort of a Hunger Games scenario.
You have to play his game, or he'll let the bioweapons go.
He's walking the golden path. Yeah.
He's leading.
He's seen the one future for humanity. And it's a terrible route, but it's one he has to do.
And he is microdosing ayahuasca.
He's a second coming. And he's...
this is not going to be good to listen to.
No, I think this is a great episode we're making. And we need to nail down, first of all, the mechs. Second of all, the political situation on the ground. Are these mechs humanoid? What do they look like?
They would have to be humanoid.
I mean, humans play golf, right? So
that's true. So I guess that's a basic question, but still good to kind of nail that down.
They have to be able to wear shoes too.
Right.
So
I think the reason that these mechs started existing partially is because someone took a look at the rules for golf and realized that
they air-butted it.
Yeah, they're like, ain't nothing in the rules that says a robot can't play golf.
In space.
I think it's cool if like they have to play, the shoes help the mech stay rooted on like, let's say they have to play on an asteroid that's hurtling by the Earth. Like that's where they start the putt from. And you have to putt it into a hole on the ground. And you have to basically chase the ball around in orbit using a calculated series of putts. So like the shoes, if they're like hurtling around on an asteroid when they start the game, the shoes have to like latch in the mech as it's moving thousands of miles per hour away from the Earth. And then they start the putt, and then all the mechs like scramble because they all putt at the same time. Listen, I'm thinking conceptually big picture here.
They all tee off at the same time.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's the term.
Imagine if the United States spent a quarter of its GDP on a giant robot to play golf.
What you'd have to have for these shoes, right? There would have to be a few things like the shoes or something on the robot something on the mech would have to have like propulsion and all this stuff. But if you were teeing off from someplace with low gravity, you would have to, the shoes would have to have like pylons come out and have to drill into wherever you were teeing off from.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
And you have a team of roughnecks that drill into the asteroid with your shoe drills.
Okay, so how big are these mechs? Because they could be, we've had like one-person mechs, but they could also be like kind of living ship style mechs where there's like 10 crewmen on board, and then someone on the ground using VR is actually like an athlete controlling the swing.
I think it's more fun, if they're like crewed by a lot of people. I think
it's more fun too if the athletes are on the ground because they're athletic skills are so valuable, they would never risk them going to space. And so you have the separate cast of people, these Joe Schmoes, who go in and have to, like, these blue-collar guys do repairs on the robot in space and, like, calibrate the shot angle and stuff.
And they're the, what do you call someone who follows around somebody when they're playing golf?
The caddy.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's
they're
right.
The caddy.
They're the caddies. The caddies have to pilot the mech in between
they have
like
to get
hits.
It up there too. They have to transport all the clubs to space. There's a huge network of logistics and shipping that have to be undergone by the caddy network.
I didn't even think about the clubs.
What if each robot has a satellite that's launched into orbit for it, and it is basically a launching mechanism for the clubs? That's the golf bag. That shoots the clubs to them, and you have to like catch it.
It's like a missile launcher, and it shoots. Oh yeah, dude, that'd be so sick if like this robot, he's orbiting the Earth at a speed of like 100,000 meters per second, and he's made contact with the ball, and he's going to hit it, but then he realizes he has the 9-iron, and he doesn't need it, and he radios to the caddy. He's like, "Give me the club," and the club like shoots out of some like satellite, orbits the Earth, and lands in his hand. It's fucking sick.
This is Alpha 1 to Pilot Squad. We need the chipper stat. Oh my god, this is amazing.
I can just imagine there would be crews, right? There would be athletes that are like totally separate from their caddies, and they wouldn't have that much of a connection. They would be like, "Would the caddies just fly me to the tee?"
Right, I don't care about them. Yeah.
Right, and I tee off, and it's just golf. And then there's the golfers who are like have a really high synchronicity with their caddies, and they're like, "All right, we need to stabilize the shot. We're gonna be
yeah. There could be golfers who are crazy enough to be like, I need to be in space in real time. Like I need to be with them. And people are like, "You're insane. You're a maverick." But he's like the only one who will do it. There's also so the holes that asteroids or golf balls impacting the Earth would cause so much damage that they're relegated to like one spot. And the people who maintain that spot, they're the groundskeepers. And they are their own special force. They have a bunch of land-based vehicles to like retrieve the balls if they get caught in like a natural rock formation or something.
I think it'd be like probably have to be like the Sahara Desert or something, right?
Well, we don't have to limit this to real Earth as well, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's ridiculous. But
honestly, for the aesthetic, I like that it would be a barren place they try and aim for, right? So it'd be like a big mountainous desert region, basically.
They cleared like a whole... they took like their smallest continent, like they're Australia, and they're like, "Sorry, Australia, you gotta go. We're using you for golf. We'll
pay you to fuck off."
The global community has agreed that Australia is too valuable for world peace to...
Oh, shit. What if there is a golfer that ends up being from this continent that was cleared out?
And there's like an expat community.
And he decides that he's going to make a terrorist attack on the first world that exiled everyone from his homeland.
New York.
Yes. With an asteroid. He's going to level it. And another team, they have to hit a strike that will intercept his asteroid at exactly the right extent.
Holy shit.
Yes.
This rock. I do like, too, it's like one nation, one golfer. So there's like a general world open, right? Where it's just one nation, one golfer. And that's like kind of underdone each year to practice. It's very prestigious. But in the event there's an actual war that breaks out between countries, there's like a separate one-on-one golf tournament, or perhaps team golf.
They play mini golf.
Each country sends 6 pilots to space, and they have to resolve they're just scored against each other. They do team golf.
Yeah,
I do like the concept of. I like team golf a lot. I also like if the sort of like graduated mini golf into being and called it arena golf.
Ooh, okay.
Where they're designing these arenas like I have a pipe dream about like competitive combat golf, but that I don't know how to conceptualize that.
I think
that's
without
too
robots,
far out there.
It's not as cool, but I do think that at birth, humans are tested for golfing aptitude.
Oh yeah. It's like how the Chinese do the Olympics. Like, you're raised by the state.
Exactly. Like, they determine your optimum swing length, your tendencies to cheat on your wife, and then they know whether or not
how good you are at drunk driving.
I can just imagine the like a picture, like sort of like really fisheye lens shot of just like a kid standing there on like the green, and he like swings back and like a rocket launch goes off in the background.
Oh my
and he's
god!
Aged up, and he swings, and that's like
so fucking sick.
First shot.
Yeah, and then it pans up to his face, and it's Tiger Woods. It's animated Tiger Woods.
And we're committing to you, the listeners, right now that Tiger Woods will do a promo for this episode.
Tiger Woods will be in the animated series that we make.
Yeah, Super Robot Golf. Tiger Woods Super Robot Golf.
I don't know what we're gonna call it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna. We can't drop it yet.
I think it started off very anime, but now we've veered pretty firmly into 90s disaster movie, which is a good look for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. So we have one way that this could go bad, right? A terrorist attack.
Well,
which is
here's
very
what
good.
I'm thinking, actually. Do you mind if I expand on this?
Sure.
What if that terrorist attack, it already happened, and that golfer has gone rogue?
And it takes the legacy of the game.
He's flying around space with his caddies, and he's figured out sometimes how to hack into the satellites. And he's trying to disrupt the game itself because it's unjust.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have this dark golfer.
The green comet.
So he's like not only hacking into satellites, but he's got some sort of here's the system, right? Hacks into the satellites to send corrupted clubs to golfers.
Well, I think he wants to just hit more balls into the fucking Earth, right? But he doesn't have support from the caddy network anymore. They cut him off. So he needs to still intercept people's clubs when games are going on.
Right.
And he needs to hijack them and also find stray balls. He's been cut off from the communication system. But he was unfortunately given the most advanced golfing robot in the world, a prototype that should never have been made, and they thought it was unbeatable.
And his caddies are all basically nationalists from his nation that was destroyed. So they're loyalists.
International terrorists.
Oh yeah, we're 90s disaster movie now, baby.
Oh my god. That's a dark golfer. And he's in space so no one can catch him. He was a maverick. He's one of they're called, the ones who go to space are called mavericks, I would say. And they're pretty rare. But he was one of them.
New types. Mavericks is good. I don't know. I don't know what the word maverick means. I just know that. I just know Top Gun. I just know the movie Top Gun.
Yeah.
And just based on that, then yes, that's a perfect name.
His character is a maverick, basically. So, just one that,
God damn.
Okay. What else do we need to cover? We've got the geopolitical situation.
Clearly, you can tie in the bioweapon to the the whole golf thing. Is the dark the Dark Golfer is corrupting golf balls and like putting a bioweapon into the golf ball.
Well, if he strikes a critical stockpile of bioweapons with enough force, he could wipe out countries. And that's what he's trying to do. They're very well hidden, you know. Some of them at the advent of the Golden Age were like jettisoned into the sun, basically. But some of them have to still be on Earth in caches. The Dark Golfer has lived for 200 years, supported by like he's like a mass of tubes and flesh, hitched into his infernal machine.
Yeah, he's the only one that's hooked up directly to the control scheme of his robot. Everyone else is using the VR.
What if it's a she?
Oh well, maybe in that genocidal maniac was a woman.
What if good. Girls, you too, you too can be the Dark Golfer.
Women can do anything. Women can do anything. Women can be Dark Golfers. They can terrorize the planet. They can do anything.
There are also freelancers who work for like NOCOUNTRY, but who work for all countries for money. And they're really good and they've honed their skills, and maybe they're like expats from like one country, or they like left for political reasons, but they're like talent scouted out.
Yeah.
You just said something, and I just want to nail it down right now that the Dark Golfers organization is called NOCOUNTRY.
Hell yes.
Yes. Oh, this is so good. What the fuck? How?
This has no right to be this fucking good.
No, it really doesn't.
I know nothing about golf, but I know that this is the best golfing show ever made.
Is there a way to work golf carts into this?
Carts are like big fucking ships that carry like 500 caddies, because the caddies need mass transport into space. They're like
shuttles. The shuttles.
Yeah, well, there's like a club. I don't want to bog down too much of the podcast in golf language, but what's the country club like outfitting room called, or like?
Wow, you're way out.
They just have like a locker room.
Okay, well, we won't call it that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a special room.
But there's like a facility on the moon that's like a giant country club.
Yes.
Where they manufacture all these clubs and shit, or store them.
Yes.
And it's, of course, heavily guarded against the Dark Golfer, so that he can't get in there.
Would that just be called the bag? Because it's just the golf bag. Like, there's not a name for it.
We won't dwell on it. In fact, we're cutting some of this out for consistency's sake.
I'm going to use my little real knowledge of golf to ruin this.
The one-time actual knowledge of golf creeps in, and it's detrimental to the golfing episode that we decided to do.
You're ruining our episode, Dan. This is supposed to be about golf, not about real golf.
When I said golf, I was like, I instantly regretted it. I was like, oh, we're never going to do a good one about golf. What am I doing?
I said shoes, and I instantly regretted it.
Oh, my God. But it just goes to show, from flax to gold. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Let's keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
We've got like 5 or so more minutes of golf-related plot to divulge to the listeners. Is it the real world? I think we should settle that now.
No, it's set in Strange Reel.
Reference that I and 5 other people will get.
Nobody gets that. That's an Ace Combat setting.
Yeah. It could just honestly be another Earth or another world with humanoids that's not Earth. Like, I mean, this could be like set far, far in the future when humans have colonized other planets and like lost the home world or whatever.
I like that. So they are humans, but it's a different planet.
Yeah.
That would explain why bioweapons are so advanced too. We've already like moved to the stars, and nuclear energy, either that tech was like lost or just not safe or efficient to transport over long distances. Bioweapons, though, the safest there is, obviously.
Maybe we ran out of like fissile material on Earth or something, and we haven't been able to find it in other places.
It's much easier to like cool down a bioweapon and keep it secure than it is to keep nuclear material secure. Because like as long as you have it in a locked vessel, like the bioweapon is not going to do anything.
You know what's actually cool that I think we could do? Because nuclear power, we've said, is kind of rare, right? For whatever reason. These golfing robots are powered by natural gas. And they're bulky and huge because they have to load millions of tons of fuel into the robot.
That could be cool. They could do something. They could like skim a gas giant like to fill up on fuel.
Oh, that'd be sick. But the Dark Golfer, he was given
Different gas,
world's only prototype nuclear reactor core that can sustain itself indefinitely in their robot.
That's pretty cool. It's like one of the last reactors.
I keep instinctively
like
saying he for Dark Golfer. So we're gonna go with he. We're switching it back. They can't win every time. I'm sorry. Well, sometimes dude's got a rock, and the Dark Golfer.
The Dark Golfer is shrouded in mystery.
That's true.
Well, people actually, it's been theorized that the Dark Golfer, because they have existed for 200 years.
Yeah, it
is actually a lineage of golfers.
An inherited.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Which is supported by the fact that there is now multiple mechs in No Country's retinue.
Well, I think No Country is like, he has to have some ground support. Some people on the ground who agree with this mission that target him.
Yeah.
They're probably like anarchists.
Give him targets.
Like,
yeah.
People that want to buck the system that's being used.
Also, other countries, sometimes if your country is shit at golf, you just want to see Beijing get destroyed by the Dark Golfer because they beat you at the World Open 17 years in a row,
Yeah.
And so it's a way to resolve a dispute not through golf, through cheating, which the Dark Golfer is happy to do.
Because they can't really fight, but they can send supplies to the Dark Golfer in exchange for, fuck up
wire
this next
funds to No Country.
Yeah.
Right. So the Dark Golfer's main purpose is to basically wants to destroy the Earth with bioweapons, wants to find those bioweapons.
I think he's keeping that a secret because other countries will not fund him. Yeah, that's the 18th hole in his plan. So
No Country is making these deals, and the Dark Golfer is taking they're pretending to be this sort of mercenary organization whose true purpose in taking what jobs they take and the collateral damage that it causes is to allow No Country to find the bioweapon caches.
Damn.
And to target them. Yeah,
I like to think it originally started out as this separatist or this expat group from this one country that was turned into it's now called the field zone basically, but it's where all the balls land and the groundskeepers maintain it.
Yeah.
And that to be fair, that process of kicking them out of their country probably wasn't done in a super cool way.
No, probably not. And probably, there might have even been a city that did not get evacuated in time, and they're we don't have
golfed off the face of the earth.
Yeah, just fucking obliterated.
Yes.
Oh man.
I got something.
Yeah.
The only species of wildlife that I know of that particularly interferes with golf is the humble Florida alligator. And perhaps this sector of space, much like Florida, is infested with basically crate dragon type beasts that are in the sector. And they are fascinated by these golf balls, and they're
trying to eat the mechs. Yeah.
They will claim them, and it's so if a golf ball, if one of these balls goes off into a sector of space that's claimed by one of these dragons, you might have to get it. You have to play through. You got to finish.
Yeah,
because getting a replacement ball that can happen. That's what Caddy is set up to do, but it costs you valuable time while your opponent is in orbit, hammering hole after hole, and they're sending more balls to him. So, yeah.
Yeah, or if there's a situation where you need a club to make the shot that you don't have if they send you a new one, so you have to go after your other one because it's in a better position for you to finish the game. It's you're gonna have to fight a space dragon. That's gonna happen.
God damn. Yeah, boys, I think we've done it. I think we've created the greatest golfing setting of all time.
It's definitely the greatest golfing mecca setting of all time.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
That's certainly true. And I don't think I want to tamper any twist at the end that makes the setting worse.
I did have something that I was sitting on that I was kind of wanting to get to earlier.
Lob it out.
But I think it is better as just a twist at the end. At some point, say in the course of all this, the dark golfer is defeated, let's say. And there's now no longer this existential threat to the great golfing nations of the Federation. And because the dark golfer is no longer there to protect Earth, and aliens show up.
I think that's too much. How's he protecting Earth by trying to kill everyone on it?
And that's our shit.
If you like this episode, you can subscribe to us on your podcasting service of choice to get new episodes every other weekend. If you want, go ahead and write us a review on iTunes and share us with your world-building friends. It really helps us out. Our art is courtesy of the talented and wonderful Shell Torre at Jovial Paradox on Twitter. You can tweet at us too at LoreLads or send us spirited hate mail at 30minuteworlds@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy world building.
The anime's coming out next season, the video game adaptation next year. Look forward to it.